Hi there, hope you're doing good. So here I'm with the demo. So this is basically a Google Sheet task where we have some CSVs in our Google Drive, which will be uploaded on daily basis maybe. And we have to pull those CSVs, apply some filters, some conditions on it, and filter out the data in one consolidated big file. But later on, the client has changed the requirement and now he wants 6 sheets with different criteria and data got filled in. So I have this demo for you. And I'll show you how the functionality is going to work and how you can have better controls. Okay, so this is the CSV naming format which will be using, which will be picked. So 316, 315, and 314. These are the CSV files. Let me repeat this again. So CSV file will be processing. Okay, so I have added this extra control in here so that you can process a few days back data as well. So otherwise, the basic need is to process the data from that day. But I've added this control so that you can process back 7 or 8 days back. So to process 314 on 320, you need to go back maybe 10 or 11 days. Okay, so yep. One more thing, if you will go back 10 days and the data and the CSV is not available for that day, it won't do anything. It will just skip it and go to the next date where the data is available for that. Okay, so the condition, let's go to the condition. So first condition is surplus should be more than 10,000 and owner name. Like there are the second condition is the test report should be no lanes. So this is how we can figure out is if it is no lanes or lanes. And the third condition is either the entry is for individual, business, or state disease. So you just need to mention it for business and state. The other condition, the individual will also consider these three, and it will find out if it is not business or disease, it should be considered as an individual. So how you can use this dynamically? For the businesses, you can see we have LLC, CO, and INC, LTD, LLP, CORP. There is one trick here. Okay, I'll go back to that one later. So I have already mentioned these, but if you want to add any further, you don't need to go to the code and ask for any further changes. You can just enter a comma in here and write it down. Association maybe. Like if you want to add a word association or any other word which you think that if the word is there, it should be a business. So you can just add a comma and add it to here. Similarly for the state of disease, you can see the state is okay. Currently we have 3 files and you can see the database is empty. All the individual files are also empty. So individual files are basically individual no lanes, individual with lanes. Similarly for the business, no lanes and lanes, deceased, and no lanes and lanes. So when you'll be running this for the first time, there is an extra menu you can see here. So once you will be running this for the first time, it will ask you for the authorization. I'll share the screenshot for those. So it will ask you to click certain buttons and it will ask you which account you want to use this code to run through, and that is it. So you can see I've just ran it and it spitted out all the results for all of the CSVs. So I have added an extra thing in here so that you can see which CSV file is giving how many data in here. So you can see the CSV name is already also here. So all of these entries are from 314. There are 69 entries from 314 and there are 34 entries from 315 and rest of the 160 entries are from the 316 CSV file. What I've done in this database, I have just collected all the CSVs in here, though I'm not going to process these because initially what I did, I applied all the criteria for the surplus, task report, and the individual business and state and filter out the results. But now what I've done after the change in the criteria, I have just combined all the CSVs in here just to keep a record and make sure that you can go back and check the records if you want to do that. But you can also see the individual lanes are also populated. Individual with lanes are also there. You can find 2 there, one state and one state with no lanes. So this is how it is going to work. But the important thing here is if you want to add further businesses, you can always enter the word in here with a comma separated and it will be considered as business. Now, there are 2 more things, like one, this I have already discussed, that you can add 10 days back so that the 10 days back sheet will also be processed, but it should be only for that month. Once it's done, I have set up a trigger which will run. You can tell me any time at which you want to run this script. Like after the CSV are placed in the Google Drive, we can run this script automatically, or I can run it every hour as well. So it will go back and check if the CSV is available for that day's date, and if it is, then it will take it out and it will append it at the bottom. Let me show you. Once the CSV is there and you are running it for the next time, you can see there is another control that the CSV will update a timestamp at which time. Let me increase the timestamp. Okay, so this is the exact time at which the CSV was used and consolidated the data. Once you will be doing this for the next time, it will again spit out the time, the user, and the CSV name which is processed. So what I'll do, let me run it one more time in here. It won't do anything. It will start, it will check all the CSV file and it will end. There is no more addition in the database or any of the other files. 264 entries, no more entries added, because these CSVs 314, 315 and 316 which are available in our Google Drive have already been processed. But if I'll delete all of these entries from here, now this 316, 315 and 314 will be considered that those are not being processed. So what that will do, it will take the data and will append the data at the bottom of each sheet. Let me show you. See, the data has been appended at the bottom, and you can see initially there were 264 entries in here in the database, but now those should be more than that. So now we have another 263 entries, excluding the header, obviously. So initially we have less entries in here, but now you can see more are there. So there were initially 2, now 4, here, here, and here as well. Now you can see these are repeated as well. 3466, 3466, and 3.55. These are the two same entries which are repeated, just because initially we had a record that okay, these CSVs are being already processed. If I'll run it one more time, you won't see any further update, because it will find out okay, these named CSVs have already been processed and we have the data all available in all of the sheets. Now no more further entries, but now again I'll run it quickly. I think I'm clear on this one. So once you will clear, if you want to reprocess, the main point is that if you want to reprocess this particular CSV, you can always delete this and just run it. So it will process that CSV, but obviously it will add the data to it, to the database. Now once you are done, maybe I'll provide you the sheet like this. What you can do, you want to start a new, maybe a new company or a new data set or maybe a new project. You can just go here and click clear all database. What this will do, this will clear all the database from here. You can see all of these are cleared and no further entries are available in this. So you can start fresh. So for example, if you want to process it from 316 and it's 26 today, you can always enter 10 in here and start processing. What it will do, it will go back 10 days and it will check out in your drive. If the CSVs are available, those will all be processed and data will be here. Let me show you the results, how the functionalities are there. Okay, so for example, we are going to check for the column M. Column N, we are taking a condition that it should be always more than 10,000. So I'll be adding this criterion here. More than 10,000. We don't want any liens. No liens, select all. Okay, so we have these no liens. Now we'll see. Let's check the minimum one. So the system result is saying that there are only two entries with the name Samson and Stewart, which are considered as a state only under the with liens. So I'll go back in here. So we have with liens. Okay, let's check the no liens first. So there is only one entry in here with no liens, and that is Davis Derlin. Let's quickly check this one. Okay, so if I'll filter out all these states. So basically this is no liens. Okay, so but if you want to check the, yeah, there should be two, Samson and early. It's showing only one. Okay, so yes, here is a good example of what I was about to discuss in the last. So as you can see, there should be at least two. There should be two, which we have filtered out. That the surplus is more than 10,000. There is the word state in it, and the word no liens should be there. But it is showing only first one, Davis Darlene, as in no liens, whereas the second one is shown in under the with liens, because the problem here is that you can see this no liens is basically capital, not small. So what we are doing, we are trying to exactly match and find out if their word no liens is there, which is in our database here is no liens. So this is the only uncertainty in your data, that some of the data here you can see this some of on column U, some of the data is in capital letter, whereas some data is there in the small letter as well. Yeah, like this. So the small letter and capital, I can accommodate that, but it will create some problems in it. Why? You can see here I have mentioned state as capital and state as state as a proper letter and state as capital. So this is the condition. Either that the data is not basically homogenized and there is some uncertainty and discrepancies in the data. You can see there here it is SOC, not association complete word. So we have to be exactly sure that what word exactly should be to be mentioned in business, association, and others. So once we are saying that it should be no liens, no N capital, O small, and liens for L capital, and rest of these are small, uh, it will find out the exact match. But if you don't want this exact, why? There is another question. Because if there is a word, yeah, okay. So the problem here is that, for example, if you will mark it CO, C capital and O small, I think this should be the exact word. When you are writing a company's name, the C should be capital and O should be small. When you are calling it as a cooperation or something. But if the whole letters are capital in here, if the CO is capital and it's in some name like this CORP, this is the proper name. But if there is a CO combination in a word, that will be considered as a business, which is wrong. So the naming, the convention of the word is very important in here. So if you are calling it CORP, the CORP are capital, then it will only find CORP as capital. We can think about it, but I just wanted to highlight this point so that we can discuss further. So that is it. I can give you the functionality. There is only one discrepancy of the small and capital letter. Just showed you here that no liens is basically N capital and L capital, with rest of these are small. But here you can see it's not showing. It's showing the no liens in here because the N and O both are the capitals, and it's not picking this one. I can make the changes to pick this up, but we have to discuss this first. So that is it from my side. Please let me know what's your review on it, so that we can take care of it and we can go further from here. Take care. Bye.